It is August 10th-ish, I think. I'm not really sure. I know we're into August though. Dog days of summer. It is hot. It's 90 plus degrees. Heat index is through the roof, as you can tell. I am sweating something awful. We are on the property where we've been chasing V8 for the last 3 years. He is the only deer we are looking to kill off this property this year. Came out today to put out some more B16 and to start switching our cameras from an inventory spot where we're just trying to see what made it, who made it, and what we got, into more of a fall prep. We've got some of our rat getter scents, synthetic stuff to do some mock scrapes. We're gonna get those set up, get some cameras on them, do a little finish work with some tree stands, and then we are out of here. All right, well, I got a scrape right behind me. We put this in last year, a little mock scrape, and the deer have been hitting it regularly. We've got pictures and videos of a couple different bucks hitting this scrape in like May, June time frame. So we're gonna take some rat getter scent, synthetic mock scrape stuff, and their orbital scents, all synthetic, because that's what we use in Virginia now for the last few years. And we're gonna work the scrape up. So get this done so I can get out of here. It is early September, and we are out on the property where we'll be hunting V8 this year. It's probably our last camera check before the season kicks off. We're about a month out. I'm just slipping here, check some of the alpha cams that we've had set up on some mock scrapes, and we're gonna pretty much leave everything untouched for the next month, so that once the season gets here, all the stands are fresh and ready to go. So I'm excited to see what we got on camera. Excited about this season. We got a buck we call V8 we'll be chasing. We've been after him for the last 3 years. Absolute stud. He's the only deer we are chasing this year on this property. We've got a couple other bucks. One with a nice dagger drop tine, and a couple other bucks that have got some just kind of real trash and goofy racks going on. Our focus is V8. Hopefully we get it done. Like I said, we've been chasing him for a couple years now. Those other bucks are going to be awesome. Luckily for them, they'll have about another year or so to grow, which good for us, good for them. But we'll see. Our focus is V8 this year. That's a buck we've been chasing for the last couple years now, and he will have all of our attention. Nice little draw behind me. These deer like to use this bedding area. Back over there, a couple hundred yards doe bedding area. And we got a nice big creek that run here. And these deer like to travel back and forth to and from the bedding areas. The bucks like to hit it while they're checking these areas. So it's a good spot. It's a good stand. We're excited about it. But that's enough of that. I'm gonna grab these cameras and get out of here because these mosquitoes are terrible right now. All right, here we go. It is the start of my deercation. This is the week I've been waiting on all year. It's the last week of October. I've stayed purposefully off of this property all season waiting for this week. Slept in this morning, got in here super early, got all set up. Right at first light, we had a deer come walking into the set, and I could hear him. Couldn't see anything. I looked straight down. It's right underneath my stand. So, thinking it was a doe, and being that this is Ernebuck County, which means you have a buck tag, but in order to get your second one, you have to shoot a doe. Figure I'd shoot a doe. So deer comes walking underneath my stand, pops out at about 15 yards, draw back, stopped him. Deer stops, and as I'm settling into the pen, something just doesn't quite look right, so I pull off the sight, and I look down and I can see about 2-inch spikes sticking off the top of its head. So I let down and he walked on down the way. Luckily I saw that because I was burying the pin behind that shoulder. But it is what it is. Should be a good morning. Just cracking first daylight, so we'll see how it goes. That's a buck that we've got on camera. He's all busted up. It's what we call waves. Broke off his G2. Came out and hit the right intercent, mock scrape. Walked right underneath the tree. That was awesome. It's a buck I've got a bunch of pictures of. That is probably one of the most patternable bucks I've got on camera right now. That was awesome. Alright, back at it. Back in the stand, back on the property by the house. We've been getting pictures of V8 up until about a week ago. I'm extremely concerned that he's the deer I found that got hit by a car a couple miles from here. But we'll see what happens. We'll keep checking cameras and see if he doesn't pop back up. It's just weird. Normally I have him on camera on this property all year long. He's a homebody, but we'll see what happens. Got a couple of really good bucks on camera. That would be hard to pass if they do pop up in front of us this morning. The rut is winding up, getting going. Got a bunch of videos of bucks chasing does around. So we're set up back over the other morning where we saw that spike in that young buck. Hoping these bucks start making their long loops around the property and we can be on stand on the right day and the right morning. That was interesting. Heard a bunch of commotion over by the creek there. Sounded like a bunch of stuff was, I thought something was chasing. But with this holly tree in front of me, it's hard to see. Finally, I was able to get a look. There was a flock of turkeys at roost pretty close to here, coming through, feeding. So I'm watching them. All of a sudden, something catches my eye. There's a deer in the midst of the group. Big old nanny feeding around with the turkeys. They did a big loop around here, fed off to my right. Weird. Hopefully those turkeys feed on around back behind us and bring the doe with them